Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and today I'm going to do a quick update on my 2015 reading goals because some things have changed. I'm actually refilming this video, which is awkward. I've never had to do that before because I filmed this last night. I was incredibly tired and I totally messed the audio up somehow and I can't salvage it. I tried to salvage it this morning and that's not going to happen. I do not have the technical expertise, so I'm just going to refilm it, and this is probably better because you probably don't know, but I am so much more awake now than I was last night. So 2015 reading goals. Some things have changed. I set 5 goals for myself. They were pretty low key, but I have already nixed 1.5 of them. Just things change. They're not so incredibly important to me anymore this year. So the first goal was that I wanted to read 55 books from my 2015 to read list. I made 3 videos on this. I had to replace one of those books because the Tamara Pierce book that was on my list originally had its publication date moved to 2016. So I replaced it with The Philosopher Kings by Jo Walton. And this one is actually going very well so far. I've read 18 of the 55 books, which I think is about a third of them. So I think I'm definitely on track with that. And there are 8 or 9 of the books on the list that haven't been published yet. So I've read even more of the ones that are actually available at this time. My second goal is to catch up on or finish a bunch of series. I have a shelf on Goodreads. It's just a list of the ones that belong to series that I haven't read yet. And the number has slowly been coming down. I'm not going to list all the ones that I thought I was going to finish this year, but I have caught up on the Old Man's War series by John Scalzi. I've caught up on the Finishing School series by Gail Carriger, and I've been making a lot of headway into the Vorkosken saga by Bujold. In fact, I've been spending most of my time for this goal on the Vorkosken saga. I forget how many books I needed to read at the beginning of the year, but I'm only down to 3 novels, and I will probably finish them in May or by the beginning of June. That's quite good. My third goal was a pretty open-ended one. It's my nostalgic rereading tour, rereading a bunch of childhood favorites. I left this goal pretty nebulous. I didn't set a number of books that I wanted to reread. I just once again have a shelf on Goodreads where I've marked a bunch of the books that I read between like the ages of 10 and 14 that I really want to reread. I think the list was over 70 books at the beginning of the year, and once again, it's not like the highest priority thing to do right now, but I have actually reread 11 books. I've so far read 5 of the Amber Chronicles books and 6 Green No books by L.M. Boston. So that's 11 of the books I've read so far this year are rereads. That's pretty amazing for me because until this year, I pretty much didn't bother rereading anything. It's kind of an experiment to see if I like rereading books as much as I enjoy reading new ones, and so far, so good. My 4th and 5th goals are the ones that I'm modifying or getting rid of. My 4th goal was this kind of, in retrospect, a pretty ridiculous goal of reading no more than or no less than 150 books. There is no way I'm going to stop myself from reading more than 150 books. I'm not just going to stop reading books when I reach that number. What was I thinking? So instead, I'm just ignoring this one. I am actually more than 20 books ahead of schedule, so I'm probably going to read more than 150 books this year if I stay on track and nothing really weird happens. This is just really, what was I thinking? My 5th goal is a 2-parter. The first part is to read more longer books, and the second part was to keep an average page count of 340 pages. And I'm getting rid of that second half of this goal. That number, that average page count number, is really easy to calculate, but I'm starting to obsess about it a bit more than I want to. I've been feeling bad about reading shorter books and trying to force myself to read longer books when I haven't been in the mood for them, and that's not a good idea. That's not really fun, and I don't want to feel bad about reading any book that I'm really enjoying. So it's also kind of hard to keep my average page count up, because what I didn't realize when I set this goal was that if I wanted to reread books, all the books on my to-read list are relatively short ones. They're kids' books. You know, the Amber Chronicles books and the Green No books that I've read so far this year, almost all of them are less than 200 pages long. And that kind of negates a whole bunch of longer books right there, so not gonna worry about this one. I still want to read longer books. I think I've done a better job of not avoiding books because of their page length. I'm not scared of longer books, but I like finishing books. If you give me 3 short books and 1 long book and you make me choose between them, I will automatically go to the 3 short books and not the long one. So I have a list of the longer books on my to read list, and I just kind of refer to it once in a while to see, am I in the mood for one of these? If yes, pick one. But I'm not gonna spend too much time worrying about it at this point. So we'll see how the rest of the year goes on that one. So that's where I stand with my goals so far this year. I had 5, now I have 3.5, and they're going quite well. I'm quite happy with how things are going so far this year. If you have any bookish goals or resolutions you want to talk about, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And I will be back relatively soon on Sunday with my regularly scheduled weekly wrap-up. And until then, bye.